once again, everybody. I'm Chris Berman. Yeah, I'm so excited I can't even speak. Welcome to Week 11 of NFL Primetime. It was a week that we saw more big games, including the huge one between Dallas and San Francisco. More big games than you could shake a stick at. And I'll tell you, Week 11 did not disappoint, even in the games that weren't billed as marquee matchups. With us, as always, Tom Jackson, Robin Roberts. You can help bail me out on this?
I will.
It's excitement. Even in the oh-by-the-way games.
Oh, they were great.
They were fantastic. On a day when you had San Francisco against Dallas and San Diego against Kansas City and Philadelphia going up against the Cleveland Browns, ESPN Sunday Night Football was ready to bring you the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on the road against the Detroit Lions at the Silverdome. And here we go. Well, no respect for the Bucs. Pepe Le Pew may be there. 3-0 Tampa Bay early, and on fourth down, Eric Rhett is not good in the red zone. Broderick Thomas, the Sandman, stops him on the play. Barry Sanders, you think he would be good on a Buccaneer team? I think he'd be good on any team. 69 yards as the Lions look to pad their 7-6 lead late in the third. Down to the 9-yard line, sets up a Craig to Herman Moore touchdown reception. Don't believe that Barry can do it for more than just one run? I think if you watched the game, you knew that. This one is 49 yards. 200 yards in the second half alone. 237 in the game, which is the sixth best outing in the history of the NFL. The Lions, the Detroit Sanderses, beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 14-9. For Barry now, a total of 1,319 yards on the season. The record is Eric Dickerson, 2105. A little quick math says 131 a game for the last 6 games. And he ties Dickerson's mark as the best single season ever in the NFL. A reminder that next Sunday night, we move up in class a tad, the team with the inside track now on home field in the NFC. The San Francisco 49ers against their rivals, the Rams, who always play them better at Candlestick. When we return, big games in both conferences and one that we'll be checking out soon. The battle atop the AFC West. Natron means business, but so did the Chiefs. Chiefs and Bulls shortly.
There are some tough birds in our division who love putting the ache to Aikman. And those people in Washington definitely believe in capital punishment. And even when things are going good, I remember there are still giants in New York. Do I think winning another Super Bowl is going to be easy? Get real.
Logo Athletic, authentic team apparel.
Bring your big appetite to Taco Bell and treat it to the 7-layer burrito. A great value for only 99 cents. It's a full half pound of flavor with seasoned rice, guacamole, 2 kinds of cheese, and more. The tempting 7-layer burrito, only at Taco Bell. Cross the border.
When you buy a Pepsi or any other soft drink at Taco Bell, refills are free. So you can drink and drink and drink till it's time for you to go.
Familiar as blue jeans, Hollywood chase scenes, as timeless as pop flies, and you know who's blue eyes. It's always been true.
Just for you, a taste you'll find in no other beer at any price. Beechwood Aged Budweiser.
It's always been true.
What if I told you everything you know about TV is about to change? Because now, there's DirecTV, totally digital television. More movies, more sports, more of what I want than ever before. All through a tiny satellite dish about the size of a small pet. Stay. With digital quality video and CD sound, everything's gonna look great. How does DirecTV work? I have no idea, but it does. Get your DSS 18-inch dish and DirecTV at your RCA dealer.
NFL Primetime is brought to you by Logo Athletic. Get real with authentic team apparel. By Taco Bell, featuring the fully loaded 7-layer burrito. And by Beechwood Aged Budweiser. It's always been true. This Bud's for you.
When we return, talk about a day of teams with winning records going mano-a-mano. 7-2 Cleveland trying to pull their way against 7-2 Philadelphia, who came out on top at the back. Stay around.
NCAA college basketball is back, and ESPN soars to an early lead en route to the most complete NCAA basketball schedule on television.
Beginning November 23rd is the NIT preseason tourney.
Plus, the Grade 8 Invitational on the 29th and 30th.
College basketball at its best on ESPN and TCI Cablevision.
Come on down to Ken Stuntebeck Ford Lincoln Mercury to get the best deal on your next car or truck. New or used, Ken Stuntebeck Ford Lincoln Mercury has what you're looking for. And they also give you great service after the sale. Ken Stuntebeck Ford Lincoln Mercury is a name you can trust. They've been family-owned since 1914. So what are you waiting for? Hurry into Ken Stuntebeck Ford Lincoln Mercury, the Car King on Highway 10 East in Wadena.
At Radio Shack to kick off ESPN's NFL Pro Bowl sweepstakes. To enter, drop by any Radio Shack, vote your favorite players into the NFL Pro Bowl, and you could win a trip to see the game in Hawaii or great Radio Shack prizes.
Here comes a voter now. She cuts left. She's racing towards the ballot box.
Uh-oh.
I hope you're voting for me.
Vote for you? You couldn't sack a bag of groceries.
Whoa! ESPN's NFL Pro Bowl sweepstakes. Enter at Radio Shack.
Well, it certainly was a day of big games. You know, one of the big games that kind of got lost in the shuffle a little bit? 7-2 Cleveland at 7-2 Philadelphia. I mean, then again, the Browns have snuck up on everybody all year. I mean, this is a team with no flash, no dash, but they hardly allow any points. That was their game plan again today at the Vet in Philadelphia. That's Nick Saban, the defensive coordinator of the Cleveland Browns. They've given up 111 points by Florida with the fewest. Here they step on Hebron, and the pass rush. Look at Michael Dean make the spin and sack Randall Cunningham in the shadow of his own goal line, Tom.
Yeah, you watch him spot shadow. Look at the athleticism of Michael Dean Perry, the great spin move on Anton Davis, and then the nice shoestring tackle on Randall Cunningham.
So the Natalie-clad Bill Belichick has a team that he likes playing the tough defense. Philly under 300 yards, 288 to be exact. Mark Rippon making a second straight start for the Browns. And here he hits Mark Carrier for the touchdown, 7-0 Cleveland in the first quarter. Bill Cosby, what? A touchdown? I said, what? Yes, that's right, Bill. 10-0 Browns in the second quarter. Leroy Hoare, boom, 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 boom. 9 yards. Innocent play, right, Tom? Wrong.
Byron Evans here does a great job. He's lined up over the center. He's scraped into the outside. And right at the end of this play, he'll get caught right under Bill Romanowski. A broken fibula was the result.
That's a tough loss for the Eagles. Byron been one of their spiritual players. He's gone for the year. Broken fibula, left leg surgery tomorrow. The Browns really could have made short shrift in the first half of the Eagles, but they missed some opportunities. One, a call, Reverend Jerry Austin on sportsmanlike conduct against Brian Kinchin, and that cost 15 yards and pushed Cleveland out of field goal range. So it's a 10-7 game late in the first half. Ernest Biner rumbling, bubbling, and into the end zone for Cleveland for a 16-yard touchdown, but holding Tony Jones. So instead of a touchdown, they get a field goal, only 13-7 at the half. Special teams for Cleveland, so you think Eric Metcalf, but not in this particular case. Randy Baldwin takes the kickoff at his 6, finds a seam, and breaks down the sidelines into Eagle territory. Finally knocked down with a kicker, 62-yard return, Murray on the play. That sets up the Cleveland kicker, Matt Smokey Stover, who had one of 4 field goals here. This one 42 yards out, and so it's 19-7 Cleveland. Good day for Stover. And now Cleveland looking for the knockout punch. Ernest Biner bulls his way, sheds a couple of tackles, carries Eric Allen into the end zone. Bud Carson, he's the coach of the Browns, but this time it was Cleveland that gave him a dose of his own medicine, i.e. outstanding defense. Hey, folks, the Cleveland Browns are 8-2 as they douse the Philadelphia Eagles 26-7. And we all talked, Tommy, about a 20-game winning streak for Randall Cunningham as a starter in the regular season at the Vet. The last guy to beat him in the Vet at all in the 90 playoffs, Mark Rippon and Ernest Biner on the Redskins. So they come back and hunt it, folks. I mean, I guess we ought to pay attention to these Cleveland Browns. They're for real, Tommy.
Well, 8 wins might get you into the playoffs, and we still have a number of games to go as this season goes on. The Cleveland Browns dominated the Philadelphia Eagles at the line of scrimmage on both sides of the football, gave Mark Rippon the protection he needed, and put up 140 yards of rushing defense. This is a team to be reckoned with. People talk about the competitiveness of the teams that they played over the course of this season. The Eagles are a good football team. They beat them today in a critical situation.
Yeah, I mean, the Eagles are a team that beat San Francisco by 32. And, you know, you look at it, and Philadelphia held to just 288 yards. The tone was set in the first quarter. 101 yards for Cleveland, 8 for Philadelphia. Cleveland 8-2 atop that AFC Central. When we return, Chiefs, Chargers, Leslie O'Neal fighting his way to Joe Montana. Would he get there? Would the Bolts or Chiefs come out on top?
You jerk. I never want to see you again. Oh!
Savan, soft 100% cotton pants. They're the only pants made with Process 2000, so they don't wrinkle, which means you'll always come off looking good, no matter what you've done.
Oh, no.
Insatiable.
Please, no.
Serio?
Why do they have to do that? That drives me to... No, thank you.
Hurricane.
Want a gift for her that doesn't smell? Try Radio Shack. We asked women from coast to coast what they thought was surprising, unusual, fun to get, so we can tell you. Just stop by your local Radio Shack. So, Radio Shack. You've got questions, we've got answers.
Hi, Boomer Esiason here to tell you about some very special work being done on behalf of the NFL and ESPN. It's called the Watch Program. We're reaching out into communities to help people see the value of setting aside Sunday nights for football. Players from around the league are getting out the word to people just like you. And you know what? The program's working. Won't you be a part of the Watch Program?
Well, it's a day, Robin, of football where there are 14 teams in the NFL going into the day with a winning record. 12 of them played head-to-head. So lost in the shuffle, obviously, would be 1-8 Houston at 1-8 Cincy. I mean, the loser didn't even get the first draft pick because the expansion team's coming in next year. But you know what? They may have put on one of the best shows of the day.
Yeah, well, as you said, this is one of these old-by-the-way games, sporting identical 1-8 records. This game kind of got lost in all the shuffle. Not much hype surrounding this game, but it turned out to be one heck of a game, especially with Jeff Blake at the controls once again for those Cincinnati Bengals. So David Klingler has a hold of the old clipboard because fan favorite Jeff Blake, the starter. First quarter, Bengals down 10-3, but driving. Blake on third down finds Carl Pickens. A great grab, first down. Second quarter, same drive. Blake goes up top for Pickens. A 21-yard touchdown time the game. Blake is pretty good, TJ.
Yeah, Jeff Blake in his third NFL start. He picks Carl Pickens here in double coverage, but he delivers the ball long against the double coverage where it can be caught. Pickens makes a nice grab for a touchdown.
That he does after Gary Brown made it 17-10 Houston. More from Mr. Blake. He avoids the blitz long enough to complete it to Pickens at the Oiler 20, but it was costly, TJ.
Yeah, Jeff was forced to show his toughness today on a couple of occasions. Here he gets tied up with Michael Barrow right there at the end of this play. Legs locked. He walked away with a turned ankle.
Ouch, babe. He is tough. He stayed in there and finished the drive. The toss to Derek Finner. And he does a rest on his own, bowling his way in the end zone, tying the game once again at 17-all. Blake went to the locker room to look at that ankle. In the second half, Kevin Gilbride's offense strikes first. From 17 yards out, Lorenzo White turns the corner. He gets into the end zone, 24-17 Houston, but Lorenzo had some help, TJ.
Yeah, as White turns the corner here, he gets a nice lead block from Ernest Givens from
Louisville.
And leads him into the end zone.
The over burst gets him every time. 24-17 Houston after 3. Could Jeff Fisher's D stop Jeff Blake? Third play of the fourth quarter. Blake rolls out. You know who he's going for. Carl Pickens, a 50-yard touchdown bomb. The flags are on the Oilers. It's 24-all, but Blake re-injured his ankle, had to be carted off while he was out. The Oilers drove 84 yards. Billy Joe Tolliver to Webster Slaughter. 31-24, Houston back on top, but back comes Blake. His first drive back, scary moment. Steve Broussard carted off. Thankfully, it was not as serious as at first look. He is completely alert now. The outlook is very positive. Blake was focused on Carl Pickens. Look at the man, get in. His third touchdown. It's 31-all. After the Oilers punted, less than a minute, Blake finds Pickens again. Down to the Oilers, 22. Look at the tick, tick, tick. It's 2 seconds left. In comes Doug Pelfrey. A 40-yarder wins it for the Bengals. 34-31. The Bengals with their second consecutive win. The second straight week, Doug Pelfrey ends the game with a winning field goal. The second straight week, Jeff Blake has a 300-yard game. Pickens, 11 balls, 188 yards, and helping the Bengals snap their 7-game losing streak to the Oilers. Two more teams with those identical records, 3-6, squared off, the Cards and the G-Men. Dan Reeves' Giants trying to snap a 6-game losing streak. Would Kent Graham be the answer? He replaced Dave Brown his last start 2 years ago, just happened to be against the Cards. Giants opening drive. Graham takes the snap. He's sacked. The ball is fumbled, heading for the end zone. A mad scramble is on. The Cards recover in the end zone. Waiting for the officials, they signal a safety. But wait a minute, they get together, have a little chat, then they say, you know, Wilbur Marshall offsides. So the Giants keep possession and move the ball, TJ.
Yeah, you see Chris Callaway, top of the screen, coming in motion. Then he gets a good block here from Kenyon Rashid. Makes the nice cut up inside that block for an 18-yard gain.
G-Men still driving, opening drive. Graham dumps it to Dave Meggett and TJ.
Look at that little Meggett run.
Down to the 9-yard line. Graham's first completion, and oh, he's loving it. 3rd and goal from the 4. Graham finds Aaron Pierce wide open in the end zone. 7-0 Giants completing the opening 82-yard drive. What happened, TJ?
Defensive backs have to be aware of the pick down in this area of the field. There you see Howard Cross, spot shadow, ties up 2 of the Cardinals for the touchdown to Pierce.
Giants up 9-0 at the half. They're leading 9-3. The Cards mount a drive. 3.5 minutes left. Steve Berline hits Randall Hill. Buddy's boys a chance to pull it out. 3rd and goal from the 9. Less than 2 minutes to go. Berline scrambles, puts it up. You got to watch this, folks. Brian Reeves goes up, makes a tremendous catch. Everybody waiting for the signal. The Giants, of course, saying no, but the one that counts, the official saying yes, it's a touchdown. The Cardinals' first win at Giant Stadium since 1983. The Cards snap a 10-game losing streak at Giant Stadium. The G-Men have now dropped 7 straight, their longest losing streak since 1980 when they lost 8 in a row. Kent Graham just 9 of 26 for 92 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 INT. The Cards limited the G-Men to only 56 yards in the second half. Can't win that way.
No, not at all. Well, at the other end of the spectrum, a game of the AFC that we did not lose track of, Rob, and that's game atop the AFC West. The game of the year in the AFC to date, 7-2 San Diego at 6-3 Kansas City. A 3-game stint that Kansas City have been eyeing all along, and maybe this is the chance to pick up ground and perhaps pass the Lightning Bolts in the standings. Because in the midst of this 3-game road swing, this is game 2 for San Diego on the road in 3 in a row, and game 2 of 3 in a row at home for the Kansas City Chiefs. So here they are, just 1 back. Let's go to Arrowhead, see what happened. It was muddy. Remember, first-year natural turf is there, so it really probably didn't soak it up as much as it normally would. Opening kickoff fumble by Andre Coleman. Joe Montana in business, but picked off by the sheriff. He did not shoot the deputy, but Stanley Richards makes the play.
To take a look at what Joe Montana saw Junior Seau here at the end of this throw. Right there, the athleticism of Junior getting up. Actually, the ball thrown right off his helmet.
Junior was all over his Andre Coleman. Hey, I'm off the hook. Stan Humphries, though, playing with that brace on the left elbow, non-throwing elbow, but still having some trouble. Had a guy wide open, Tony Martin, in the first series, didn't hit him. Here he missed Martin, here he missed Dwayne Young, and even Ronnie Harmon had some trouble.
Yeah, Ronnie Harmon, a great 3rd down back, a guy you want to get out into the pattern, but when the Chiefs come with the blitz package here, he's forced to stay in and try to block Mark Collins.
Junior Seau hoping his Chargers could get going on offense, not giving much up a defense, holding the Chiefs to a field goal inside the 10 early. Then Joe Montana to Lake Dawson, the rookie from Notre Dame, rumbling, bumbling, stumbling, fighting inside the 5. Look at him go into the 3, leading to Jack B. Kimball Anders. Jack B. quick. He's into the end zone at Arrowhead. Marcus Allen didn't play. Watched Anders run into the end zone. 10 of the Chiefs, late 2nd quarter. Humphries picked off by the former Giant Mark Collins. But again, the Chargers hold them to a field goal, not a touch. But 13-0 all Kansas City at half, and it's raining on the Southern California guys. Gail Gilbert warming up, but he would not come in. It will be Humphries, the man of Machis. He's kind of Joe Cap Jr., isn't he? Means trying to get it going, but Natron meant business, but so did the Chiefs defense. Stopped on 3rd and 1. Ron Dickerson, though, gets caught for interfering punter Brian Wagner. A close call. Sean Number not pleased that he's even close. And the Chargers pump fake and go for it. Sean Jefferson gets behind Collins. Sean Jefferson moving on up. It's a 52-yard touchdown, and now it's 13-7 in the 3rd quarter. Montana, the 4th quarter. Here's what happens. Off the hands of Blake Dawson. Picked up by Darren Carrington. Carrington inside the 20, inside the 15, makes the cut at the 10. The defense the Chargers have been all day. That Chargers sense maybe they can come from behind. 3rd and goal. Humphries to Dwayne Young. Touchdown. Lightning Bolts take the lead. 14-13. Chargers on 3rd and 1 late in the 4th quarter. Again, that Kansas City defense doing a great job on me. Stack them up. Joe Montana, 2-minute drill. Game on the line. We've seen this before. 3rd and 10 to Jimmy Johnson. 4th and 8. Could the Chargers hold? Are you kidding? Joe finding Derek Walker. First down on the drive is alive. Bobby Russell. 3rd and 4, 42 seconds to go. Montana incomplete to Lake Dawson. Another 4th down play. 4th and 4. Montana. Ron Dickerson fights, gets the first down, but no timeouts for the Chiefs. Keep that in mind. Trying to get into Lynn Elliott's raid. 3rd and 10, 16 seconds to go. Montana. To Danon Hughes. Makes a nice catch. That could be about a 48-yard field goal. Tick, 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 tick. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Can they spike it? Can they get there? Ah, there it goes. The gun is off. And the Lightning Bolts win at Arrowhead. This is a team that lost 8 straight regular season games to the Chiefs in the 90s, but they sweep them this year. San Diego now goes to 8-2, a 2-game lead in the standings, but because of the sweep, really 3 games up on Kansas City as San Diego wins the game by the count of 14-13. Now, you cannot, Tommy, underestimate what this win means for the San Diego Chargers. Down 13-0 on the road, crowd even though wet, really in it. But I think some of the things of why they won, inside the 10-yard line, they kept holding Kansas City to just field goals, and they weren't out of it at 13-0, and it gave the offense a chance. They got the one break, and they come through. So the San Diego Chargers, they, like Cleveland, are for real. Hey, by the way, maybe Barry Switzer is right. If Blake had started all year for Cincinnati, they could be in the playoffs. They look great, these Bengals.
They certainly might be challenging in the Central. You know, Jeff Blake, another 350-plus yard passing day. I think when you talk about Jeff Blake, you have to begin with his presence in the pocket. 1 sack today, and that's not because he's not getting pressure. He feels the rush. He's able to step up, find the opening, deliver the football, and maybe most importantly, his team plays so hard for him. Guys like Carl Pickens, Darnay Scott, invisible for most of the behind Jeff Blake.
Back to that big game in the AFC West, Tommy. Boy, both defenses did a number. Means' 5 straight 100-yard game streak by the boards, gained only 55 yards. Chargers, a couple of losses behind the line, only 48 yards rushing, and the Chiefs only 84. Neither team gained 250. San Diego withstood the 4 first-half turnovers. They held Joe to under 200. Good defensive series for both teams. San Diego getting the break at the end and outlasting Kansas City. When we return, Dolphins depleted running game. They have some answers. They got some blocking with the Bears. Have other ideas. Will they kick Miami? We'll see.
I've stopped playing baseball now, but my son Reed just signed a pro contract. Sometimes we go over his game, and if he asks, I tell him what I know. Like when your muscles get sore, take Advil. Just a couple are strong, fast, and work for me. And Advil's gentle on my stomach.
If it'll work on these old muscles, then I know it'll work on mine.
Nothing's been proven to last longer than Advil. Advanced medicine for pain.
As your engine revs higher, the oil inside creates a hydrodynamic wedge, a protective layer that builds up and keeps engine parts separated. But as your oil's viscosity breaks down, so can the wedge. That's why Castrol GTX provides maximum protection against viscosity and thermal breakdown. Because if your viscosity breaks down, what's next? Castrol GTX, engineered for greater protection against breakdown. Now get a free officially licensed NFL team shirt when you buy a case of Castrol GTX.
Begin at the beginning, the tournaments of November, where the rare find air and the rest fall to earth. The NIT Wednesday at 7:30. Syracuse hosts George Washington, and at midnight, New Mexico State meets USC on ESPN.
Another one of those games. Teams with winning records. 7-2 Miami home against 5-4 Chicago. First trip ever in the regular season at Joe Robbie Stadium. Dave wants that. Look at this. It's a fake field goal. Marv Cook snaps it. And it's Curtis Conway, the wide receiver, avoids Mike Williams. He's throwing to Fontenot. Mike Stewart gets his hand up, and no, it's Keith Jennings on the fake. Conway showing good arm strength, maybe better than Steve Walsh. 7-3 Chicago early time. Why?
Yeah, you look at this formation, it's all left except for the snapper, the holder, and the kicker. You have Conway coming around on the reverse. Remember that the end man down at the bottom of the screen is an eligible receiver. Conway avoids the traffic, makes a throw, just kind of throwing the ball up in the air, and Jennings makes the nice grab and hustles into the end zone.
Before the game, Juan said it tipped the refs that they would be running that play. Hard Reen was going to fall, babe, at halftime. So that meant the offense would fall. Marino's pass, a wobbler in the rain, intercepted by Donnell Wolford. Now watch O.J. McDuffie, 81, fall down right there. Here's Wolford trying to return it upfield for Chicago. Look at McDuffie come back, force the turnover, and in the end, it's going to be Miami ball. Just a fantastic play by O.J. McDuffie, hustling. First 4 minutes of the second half, the teams combined for 4 turnovers. Miami, by the way, trailing 14-6 as we go to the fourth. But we saw it last week against the Colts. We've seen it many times. Marino picks up the charge. Marino to Irving Fryer. A sliding catch by Fryer. Fryer caught 9 for a $112. Under 6 minutes to go. Oh, let me tell you about Kit Jackson. 11 yards on the goal line, touchdown, and the Dolphins within 2, 14-12. So you did new math this year. You obviously go for 2, and a former Dolphin just brought back this week because of all the injuries of the running back, Aaron Craver. He craves the end zone. It's a 2-point conversion good, and Shula and Wannstedt are tied at 14. Bears go for the go-ahead field. Kevin Butler made a block, by the way, in that play with Conway. Oh, by the way, also makes a field goal, 41 yards, 17-14 Bears. So, Marino, last shot, minute to go. Marino, O.J. McDuffie across the middle. He's inside the 40 till he's tripped up into Bears territory. That sends a Pete Stoyanovich. From 46, the kick is, it's blocked. It's blocked. Stojanovich's kick is blocked by James Williams. And the Dolphins do not pull one out of the fire this time. They fall to 11-2 against the NFC teams at Joe Robbie Stadium. But another surprise, the Bears up their mark to 6-4. Steve Walsh, 5-0 as starter for the Chicago Bears, a quarterback, the number 28 run D, holding Miami to only 69 yards. Vikings and the Patriots, the way these two teams have been going, you figured a mismatch. Minnesota had won 4 in a row. New England lost 4 in a row. It's at Foxborough, but Warren Moon for Jake Reed. That's a pretty ball, Tom. 38 yards down to the 2-yard line. From there, Terry Allen had a great story. He is coming back this year, a 2-yard run. 6 touchdowns of the year, 7-0 Vikings. They haven't lost this year when they've scored first. But how would Drew Bledsoe and the Patriots fare? They've lost 4 in a row. Drew's thrown 11 picks in those games. But for a change, most of its injured receivers are back, although it took them a while to get back. Vincent Ultimate Brisby was not ultimate on that play for Bill Parcells. 10-0 Minnesota, second quarter, shot up his own goalpost move. Vikings. Pretty pass, Tom, to Jake Reed, 32-yard pickup. And then Moon, you talk about pretty, the missile. Kadri Ismail, 65 yards, he could go all the way. 65-17 Minnesota in a laugher.
Yeah, what a pretty pattern here. You watch Myron Guyton and Ricky Reynolds at the corner. They're covering Ismail out of the slot. Look at the stop and go right there. Both players bid. He gets behind the defense for the touchdown.
It's a 20-3 lead at the half for Dennis Green. Second half. Well, that ground game in New England, forget about it. We got Drew Bledsoe. Let's go. Hurry up offense. Hurry up and score. Bledsoe, Ray Crittenden, 30 yards, touchdown, 20-10. Vikings lead down to 10. First Patriot touchdown in 11 quarters. They like the feeling so much, they tried it again. Under 3 minutes to go. Hurry up offense. Bledsoe. Michael Timpson. Got it. Deep. Then Bledsoe from the 5. The former Steeler Leroy Thompson. Is he open? Is he open? You betcha. Touchdown. 20-17. Minnesota's lead down to 3. What happened, Tom?
Yeah, Bledsoe here showing the pressure he puts on the defense as he gets on the outside. Carlos Jenkins and Robert Griffith, the linebacker and the DB, commit to the run and leave Leroy Thompson open for the touchdown.
2:04 to go. 3rd and 6. Vikings lead 1 first down, but Maurice Hurst strips Ismail of the ball, and the Patriots have it. 4th and 10. Minute 51 to go. Bledsoe keeps the drive alive to Brisby with his ultimate 24 yards. Brisby again for 6 yards to the 21. 26 seconds to go. Bledsoe. Cricket. Oh, we just can't make it. Bring on Matt Barr. Had an awful-looking field goal earlier. This one is good from 23. We go to overtime. Patriots win the flip. Bledsoe immediately to the air. Crittenden, 15 yards to the 48 of New England. Then Bledsoe will just jump it to Leroy Thompson. Turns it upfield inside the 30. Shakes a couple of tackles. Dives to the 25-yard line for 12 yards. Bledsoe. A couple plays later to Kevin Turner. Touchdown. The Patriots win it in overtime. First win in over a month. Drew Bledsoe, 45, a record. 70 attempts, a record. 426 yards, 6 of 6 on the drive. Moon's 349 yards go by the board as the Patriots give the Vikings a taste of their own medicine. Vikings won the toss in OT against the Packers, went right down, scored a touchdown. This time, Vikings never get the ball. The Patriots win the toss. They go in and go. Tommy, hey, look, Minnesota's 7-3. You're going to lose every now and then, especially on the road. But sometimes they just shut down, and this time it caught up to them.
Well, we saw it against the Dolphins playing in Minneapolis, a 28-0 lead in the first half. The Dolphins come back, although the Vikings win that. They have to be into the game all the time. You get the feeling that sometimes they relax when they get a lead. That's what happened to them today.
Inside the numbers we go for record time. from Drew Bledsoe. We told you both the completions and the attempts were new NFL records. The 45 completions sets a new mark, breaking the old mark in a game I actually was at with my dad. 42 completions by Richard Todd for the Jets in a losing cause at Shea Stadium against San Francisco in 1980. Oh, by the way, some guy named Sims had a good game once for the Giants. Meanwhile, attempts. Bledsoe knocks George Blanda of the '64 Houston Oilers out of the record book. Interesting to note that fourth on the list, Gannon for Minnesota. Another Minnesota-New England game. Boy, they always throw the ball a lot. So much that Drew Bledsoe did today, the band ran out. When we return, we've got more highlights. Late game from Lambeau. Boomer and the Jets trying to scale the pack. We'll be back.
Sir Johnson, Thompson. Come on, my Dolphin kid's better than that. Right, Buster? Guys, we're going in. Go hit it.
Third and 8. Hey, is that a dog? That's right, Bob, a dog, and they're going to run the old pooch to the post. And now the guy with no helmet drops back to pass. Oh, great catch! Just like Miller Lite, Bob, you expect great things from the great taste that's never watered down. Touchdown, doggy! I have officially seen everything. Miller Lite, can your beer do this?
The all-new Subaru Legacy. Some say it looks best in red. Others say in green. But perhaps it's best seen in white. Subaru all-wheel drive is the ultimate safety feature. It transfers power automatically from the wheels that slip to the wheels that grip. So any sliding you do is strictly by choice. The all-weather, all-road, all-wheel drive Subaru Legacy. The beauty of all-wheel drive.
You can tell a lot about a man by his shaver. The man who uses a Braun Flex Control appreciates good looks, has the flexibility to adjust to any situation, and he's not afraid to get close. But the most revealing thing about a man who uses a Braun is how easy it is to spot him.
I believe this is yours.
Braun, the world's most recognized shave.
Cotton, wrinkle-free Dockers. Pants so soft, they shrug off wrinkles.
Now we continue to walk on the wild side, it is, in Week 11. Now, again, the Falcons-Saints, maybe on paper to a lot of the country, Robin, a game that goes by the boards, but a great rivalry in the South. I know you're saying, hold those grits and hold that jambalaya. This is big down there. It was a great game.
Yeah, you're right, Shy. A little boudin in with that, okay? The Falcons and Saints, you know what you're talking about. One of the most hotly contested rivalries in the league, and usually the hometown fans go home bumming. The road team has really come up big in this series in recent years, and June Jones hoping for the same today down in that there Superdome in New Orleans. And his defense getting it going early. His defense trying to get to Jim Everett. He's been hot for the Saints, and the Falcons secondary getting it done. Roger Harper picks off Everett on the tip pass. What happened, TJ?
Yeah, the ball thrown a little bit short right there. You see DJ Johnson tip it, and then right there, Roger Harper, nice and focused in on the ball, begins the return game.
Yeah, that led to a Falcon touchdown. Jeff George to Andre Rison, 10-0 Falcons. And on the ensuing kickoff, Tyrone Hughes gets the ball knocked from him. Eric Jack picks it up, rumbles 27 yards for the touchdown. 7-0 Falcons. The Saints turnovers costly. The Falcons with 20 points off turnovers today. Then George takes over, finding Terrence Mathis, a 39-yard gain, setting up a Norm Johnson field goal. 23-10 Falcons on top at the half. You see those big numbers for Mathis. It's Jeff George's turn to watch now. In the second half, Mario Bates missed 6 weeks with a broken jaw. Looks fine here, running left for 9 yards, setting up his first NFL touchdown from 9 yards out, cutting the Falcons' lead to just 6. And Mario Bates can get it done out of the backfield, picking up big yardage for the Saints. On the ground, Bates, the big run. He could do no wrong today, TJ.
Yeah, you watch here the good blocks from William Rope and Lorenzo Neal right there. The good kick-out block by Rope.
Yeah.
Opens up a nice seam for him to go through and get some big yardage.
And with that kind of running, Jim Everett knows what to do. He gives it to Bates. Fakes left, goes right up the middle, gets it for the touchdown. Saints take the lead 24-23. 22 carries, 141 yards, and 2 touchdowns for that young man. In the fourth, Everett goes to the air. Wesley Walls. Saints up. The failed 2-point conversion. It's 30-29 Saints. Jeff George isn't finished yet. 2:13 left. Finds Andre Rison. A big 30-yard gain. That sets up Norm Johnson. A 34-yard field goal. He sets a franchise record, a perfect 6 for 6, 32-30. Falcons don't know where the Saints was another heartbreaker. Everett, under 2 minutes to go, to Quinn Early. Then, Everett, torn small. 28 seconds left. He finds Early again, allowing this man, the Great Dane, Morton Anderson, 13 seconds left. Oh, he knows it's in. From 39 yards out, the Saints win it 33-32. Mario Bates, the best day of his young career. The first Saint in 17 games to rush for over 100 yards. Jeff George over 300 yards passing. Andre Rison shut out last week against the Chargers, caught 8 balls for 118 yards and a touchdown. But another solid day for Everett, 28 of 36 for 276 and 2 touchdowns. For the second time in 6 weeks, the Seahawks and Broncos go at it at Mile High, Tommy. John Elway has seen touchdowns, 7 touchdowns, only 1 INT in the last 4 games, but first quarter, no score. Elway picked off by Terry Wooden, and he returns it to the Denver 17-yard line. Those costly turnovers. Could Seattle take advantage? 3rd down. Rick Meyer looking. Incomplete to Kelvin Martin. Seattle blew a field goal attempt on the next play. Meyer 1 of 11 in the first half. Second quarter, Denver ball of a Tracy Johnson fumble. John Elway, remember, he was the only one to score in the first meeting this year, a touchdown. Broncos up 7-0. Pretty good, TJ.
Yeah, John has had some miscues throwing the ball this year, but not running the football. Has a great feel for the pocket. There runs up right in the middle of the pocket, sees a lane to the outside, and then look at the effort at the end of the run, willing to take a lick to get the ball in the end zone.
He always is. Fourth quarter, 10-3 Denver. Big scare for Derek Russell. He hurts his neck trying to tackle Orlando Waters on this Elway interception. He's carted off the field. After the INT, Seattle ball, Chris Warren, 23 yards, and more importantly, the touchdown. Warren, 18 carries, 122 yards on the day. Game tied at 10, Denver ball, 5:43 left. Leonard Russell scores from 11 yards out. Denver holds on to win it by a score of 17-10. The Seahawks have lost 6 straight at Mile High. Russell, 109 yards on 19 carries. Rick Meyer, 10 of 29 for 133 again, 17-10. The Broncos now at 4-6.
Rob, the Broncos have the next 2 games at Mile High. They're hoping to get in at 2 5-4 teams. The Jets and the Packers at Lambeau Field, where the Jets have not been since 1979. Opening drive, Brett Favre, Packers hot. Favre to Robert Brooks, 15 yards out of the 13. Then Favre, Brooks, he liked it so much, he hears it again in the end zone. 7-0 Pack. Second quarter, the Jets come back. Richie Anderson, good sweep blocking, good cut up field, goes all the way. He could go all the way. Makes a cut on George Ice Teague. He's finally run down at the 3-yard line, setting up a field goal. Tom, what happened?
Yeah, you watch the Packers here. Leroy Butler has a shot right there, goes low. What a great job, though, of Richie Anderson getting up over the tackler and turning that into a big play.
This week in New York, Boomer Esiason came to the defense of his tight end, Johnny Mitchell. He threw to him for 20 yards, only his 7th catch his last 4 games. Of Boomer doing it personally, saying, hey, get in the action, big guy. Then Boomer to a guy that's had a heck of a season with and without the cast. That's Rob Moore. End zone, beats everyone to the flag. Jets. They lead 14-10. Third quarter, Favre looking for Terry Mickens. It's incomplete, but pass interference, and Anthony Pryor gets it back in business.
Yeah, we take another look at this play right here. Now, Anthony Pryor doesn't turn around, but that's a close call right there. Looks like he timed that play perfectly.
Well, it set up the Packers on the call. Favre, not the names you would think. There's Sterling Sharp. No, the former Bear, Anthony Morgan. Nice pass between defenders. Pack leads 17-14. But the Packers lose Sharp with a hamstring injury. Why you're seeing some of the other guys. Fourth quarter, Pack leads 17-10. Jets driving for the equalizer. Boomer Esiason starts it out to Johnny Mitchell. Makes a catch for 18. Boomer to Athama from White Plains, New York for 13 yards. Then 4th and 2 in the Green Bay 19. Esiason completes to Mitchell for a first down. Under a minute to go now. 3rd and 10 for the Jets. Boomer. Monk to the 8. 4th and 2 for the Jets again. They need the touch. Boomer for more. He slips, almost makes the circus catch. It's incomplete. So the Jets playing very well, very good defensive football, but it's the Packers that win at Lambeau before they set off on a murderous 3-game road trip that starts at Buffalo, then 4 days later at Dallas. So an important win for the Pack. After 6-4, they beat the Jets 17-10. The Rams hosting the Raiders in the first non-blackout game at Anaheim in 2 years. Magic, Chuck Knox, everybody there. I mean, you couldn't get a ticket to this thing. Chris Chandler, they call him Flipper for 49 yards. Same drive, Chandler. They still call him Flipper. 22 yards, ties the game at 7, but they beat 3 Raiders.
Yeah, you watch the Raiders safety here. Eddie Anderson, you see the Raiders there right in that triangle. Eddie makes the wrong choice right there. Ball right behind him to Flipper Anderson for the touchdown.
Off the shell, looking on with the score 7-7. Haas to James Jett. Jett, one of the burners, but he hadn't caught a lot of the over 30-yard varieties until right here. 31 yards, his first catch over 30 this season. See, we don't lie. Same drive. Haas to another one of his many burners, Rocket Ismail. 10 yards, 14-7, the silver and black. Second quarter, tough break for the Rams. Chandler playing so very well is injured, left the game with a sprained ankle. He would not return, so it's Miller time. Chris Miller comes in. Third quarter as Chandler carted off 4th and goal for the Raiders, 14-7. Harvey airborne into the end zone, but he's met by Shane Conlon, no touchdown.
Yeah, Shane Conlon with the great read right here. The defensive line pinning the offensive line down. He goes right up over the top with Harvey Williams and brings him down.
So the former Bill, the former Penn Stater making the big play mid-4th quarter. Jeff Hostetler was sued for non-support because Gerald Robinson makes the sack. Injured his ankle, and Haas would not return. Right now, x-rays on his left foot. Don't have the result right now. Hopefully he's okay. 4th quarter, 17-10 the Raiders. Just under 4 minutes to go. Miller picked off by Terry McDaniel. Oh, those Raider corners are so good. McDaniel's 6th pick of the year. Takes it to 20-10. Rams score a late touchdown on a pass from Miller to Kitchen, but the Raiders get the onside kick and they win it by the kind of 20-17. We talked about the fact that the Raiders could do a good job in run defense. They held Jerome Bettis to 10 carries for 13 yards. When we return, have we forgotten something? I think we have. Niners and Cowboys? How could we wait this long? We're just starting up the band. Come on back, y'all, here.
My wife and I used to push life to the limit, but now different things are important. Like her. Like how do we pay the bill for our future?
People change. Is there an investment that changes over time, too? Yes, LifePath Mutual Funds.
Watching her grow reminds us how quickly time passes. LifePath helps put time on our side as we get closer to retirement.
Choose from 5 funds designed for specific investment time periods. The funds invest more aggressively early on, then more conservatively as time passes. Call 1-800-WELLS-INVEST for a free brochure and prospectus. A brighter future could be one phone call away.
She's growing up, and now that I'm finally saving for the future, maybe I am too.
LifePath, available through Wells Fargo Securities at the frontier of financial innovation. Sponsored and distributed by Stephens Incorporated. Call 1-800-WELLS-INVEST.
Prime Monday, tomorrow, 7:30, ESPN.
Oh, we are global, aren't we, here at ESPN? The game of the year looked this way in the summer. It looked this way in Week 11. The team of the 90s, the Dallas Cowboys, at 8-1, going out to San Francisco to play the team of the 80s at 7-2. A fantastic game at the Stick. Question to be answered between sips of Chardonnay today at the Stick. Has the gap been closed by the 49ers, or have the Cowboys widened it? Here we go. Big game atmosphere at Candlestick. Yeah, well, they're so excited that we don't know where everyone is. Troy Aikman, Steve Young, Michael Irvin, Deion Sanders, and the teams were fired up. Was Troy Aikman's thumb hurt in practice? Was that going to be bothering him? That another question, a subplot. First quarter, game scoreless. Aikman is going to throw it. Here we go. Warm up the music, and Deion Sanders is warmed up, makes the pick. But as we watch it, Tommy hurt his finger. It looks like the middle finger.
Yeah, Deion Sanders right there comes down, and luckily he tripped because we know what the end result of that would have been. A dislocated finger is what it looked like. He didn't want anybody to touch it before he left the football field.
Went to the locker room for much of the first half. So with Deion out, Aikman to Alvin Harper. He has just murdered the 49ers in the last two championship games. They're not letting him go. Eric Davis and Alvin Harper in a foot race. Dive, Eric. Dive, Eric. Dive, Eric. Dive, Eric. Harper dives. He doesn't quite get in the end zone. He's knocked out at the 4. Tom, what happened?
Yeah, with Deion Sanders out of the game, the end will end up here with Harper, Eric Davis in a foot race. Timmy McDonald can't help from the safety spot, doesn't have enough speed. But yes, Davis at some point has to make a commitment and go on and dive for the man.
Well, that sets up Emmitt Smith. The pinch, the blocking, and the Cowboys have the lead. They're so good early. The Niners wanted to get a lead. They only led once in either of the two NFC Championship games. That was 7-3 in '92. Steve Young, though, the fake and the naked reverse, the bootleg, and 15 yards, and a late hit on Charles in charge for 15 more.
Yeah, Steve Young with the outstanding play fake right there. Charles Haley fooled for just a second. He turns. He's a relentless pursuer. And you see Steve Young right there go down in the slide. And Charles didn't hit him as hard as he could have.
Well, Young sneaks in for the touchdown to tie the game at 7. His teammates, like Ricky Waters, fired up. Young rushing in the first half, 55. He threw for only 16. So Steve doing it on the ground. Barry Switzer's team in a defensive dogfight. A lot of people felt this would be high scoring. Not the case. Second half of the score tied at 7. Young, I think we need to go to Jerry Rice. So he throws long for Rice against number 24, Larry Brown. He makes the catch, turns on Brown, and he's gone. It's a touchdown. 14-7, just 67 shy of that 200 mark of Jerry Rice. Touchdown 133. And the 49ers have a rare lead over the Cowboys. So, who's their big play? It's Harper. And it's a long pass to Harper over the shoulder with Eric Davis with a good coverage. But it's out of the 20. Second and goal. Aikman to Merton Hanks, who was enormous in this game. Number 36 necks it out of the end zone, and the 49ers defense has held.
This is an outstanding job of a safety reading the eyes of the quarterback. You can see him focused in on Troy Aikman, following him right to the football. Troy never saw him as he got the INT.
And Deion says, Merton, I moved you out of the corner spot so you could play free safety. You played great. Young to JT, John Taylor, 2 weeks ago, arthroscopic surgery. 33 yards before he tightrope finally goes out of bounds. Sets up Young. Bootleg. He's going to throw on the run to tight end Brent Jones. Touchdown, 21-7. San Francisco in the fourth quarter. Ricky Waters, Steve Young, Brent Jones running around the end zone, but never count the Cowboys out. Less than 2 minutes to go. Dallas feels they can make up 2 touchdowns. Young almost got more hurt by Ricky there. Then Aikman, the screen to Emmitt Smith. And look at the blocking, and look at Emmitt just turn up and knocked out at the 2-yard line. Next play, Emmitt over the top for a second touchdown of the afternoon, 21-14. You know what's coming. Joe Avazano, the special teams coach. Everyone in the park knows, onside kick. A interesting lineup, but Ed McCaffrey played his college ball just down the street at Stanford. Falls on it for the Niners. Charles Haley, Ken Norton. They've switched teams over the years. This time, Norton. Well, Norton's never lost any of these matchups because he was on the Cowboys when they beat the 49ers 3 in a row. Now he's on the Niners when they beat the Cowboys. Charles loses to his ex-mates for the first time, 21-14. San Francisco over Dallas. Now it's not the playoffs. There's a lot of monkeys and gorillas on Steve Young's back. But as he talked to Leslie Visser, maybe a little bit, maybe one orangutan fell off.
Chris, well, it would appear that the team of the 80s is back, and this is one of the men responsible. Congratulations, Steve Young. Tremendous effort. What was key today?
I mean, they were all over us early in the game. We didn't hardly get I think we had 0 yards passing at halftime, so the defense kept us in the game the whole way. Big interceptions down to the goal line. And then when it counted, guys made great plays. JT made a great play. Jerry Rice with the jump. It was just, you know, guys just hung in there, and, you know, that's the way you're going to beat Dallas, is just hanging in there.
What did you think? You saw a lot of bootlegs, a lot of running by you the first half, then finally Jerry Rice in the second.
Well, we couldn't hardly drop back and get a playoff early in the game. I mean, they were just swarming. The 4-man rush, Charles Haley, Tom Tolbert, guys like that were just killing us. So we just went to other things, you know, a little keep, a little this, a little that, put 7 points on the board, and the defense kept us in the game. You
seem very emotional at the end of the game. You were imploring the crowd. Right now, they're all cheering for you. What did this mean to you?
Well, we've been beat by these guys 3 times, and they've been very difficult beatings. I mean, they were ones where you're on the way to the Super Bowl. they're very hard to take, and they played better than us in those games. It was just nice to come back and win one. But again, it's only one game. We got a lot of games to go.
Well, a lot of people are saying this is the prelude to the championship. We'll see. Congratulations to you, Steve. Back to you, Chris.
All right, Leslie and Steve, thank you very much. It took a while for them to get going, but San Francisco, the running game picked it up in the second half. Young being the only guy that ran effectively in the first half.
Well, we said the 49ers had to run the ball effectively in between the tackles, and we saw them be able to do that as the third quarter began. I think it shows the loss of Casillas and Jimmy Jones. You're talking about a great defensive line for the Cowboys, but they tend to get a little bit more worn down now as the game goes on. And then you have to compliment the guys that the 49ers went out and got. Kenny Norton Jr., Deion Sanders, Ricky Jackson, all came up big in this game.
And the guy that we mentioned, Deion, moved to free safety because they got him to Merton Hanks. 2 interceptions, big play after big play. Deion also made an interception. A lot more defensive game than people thought. And very quickly, here's the big picture. A complete day for San Francisco. Not only did they beat Dallas, give them their second loss, Philly loses for the third time, Minnesota loses for the third time. Everyone that San Francisco had to lose lost on this afternoon. The Merlot will be uncorked at San Francisco tonight. You can count on it. We'll have more on this game at halftime of our ball game tonight. 100-yard rushers, a short list. Mario Bates socked his way to 141 yards. Chris Warren in a loss. Leonard Russell in a win. That's our honor roll rushing. And we'll be back.
Bring your big appetite to Taco Bell and treat it to the 7-layer burrito. A great value for only 99 cents. It's a full half-pound of flavor with seasoned rice, guacamole, 2 kinds of cheese, and more. The tempting 7-layer burrito, only at Taco Bell. Cross the border.
When you buy a Pepsi or any other soft drink at Taco Bell, refills are free. So you can drink and drink and drink till it's time for you to go.
Most people will never see the art you display, the antiques you collect, the things in your home you care about. Which leaves only one possession that reflects your sense of style to the world. Acura. Some things are worth the price.
I gotta inform you, I'm using my secret weapon, number 34.
You'll never get past my linebacker.
I can't believe this.
Watch this.
Want some real excitement? Order ABC college football games on pay-per-view in addition to the game on your local ABC station. Check Friday's sports section of USA Today for games available in your area, or call your local cable company today.
Kind of looks like a helmet. It's kind of cool.
Game ball time on prime time, and mine goes to Merton Hanks, number 36. Continually breaking up passes from Troy Aikman, continually shading receivers and being in the right place at the right time. A pair of interceptions for Hanks. Deion Sanders says, hey, here's that primetime game ball, Rob.
All right, Boomer, or perhaps Bill Parcells would rather not win in this fashion, but Drew Bledsoe gets it done through the air. He set NFL records of 45 completions and 70 attempts. What you got, TJ?
Mine goes to Jeff Blake, the Queen City's newest hero. Threw another 354 yards and his second 350-plus day. Here, a 14-yard TD to Derek Fenner. He's headed for big things. We'll be back.
Nature Studio welcomes you to their unique art gallery. Browse through the decorative works of art, from originals, limited edition prints and plates, to elegant bronze statues, lifelike figurines, music boxes, and much more. The perfect gift for any occasion is at Nature Studio, West St. Germain and Washington Memorial Drive.
Find your part of the world at Nature Studio.
Who covers all the games and never misses a shot? Who catches every play and never drops the ball? Who's in on all the action and never breaks a sweat? The team with the best chemistry in sports. Nick and Fred. Sports Tonight, weeknights on CNN.
Free trade with China. Please, how many great linebackers has Shanghai produced? Of course they're going to be free.
NFL Primetime is brought to you by Taco Bell, featuring the fully loaded 7-layer burrito. And by Beechwood Aged Budweiser. It's always been true. This Bud's for you.
Not taken, but week 11 in the books, gang, because the big-time games and the small-time games are great. 10 of the 11 games played during the day on Sunday decided by 7 or fewer, 3 by 1 point, 1 in OT. Whew, need a shower. For Tom Jackson and Robin Roberts, I'm Chris Berman. Thanks for watching Prime Time.